and we are going. Levi, good
All right.
morning.
Good morning, Dave. How we doing?
I am doing fabulous. How are things with the sound? It sounds like you guys are just rocking and rolling.
We are having a lot of fun. We got it's been a long time since we put music out, and so we're working on a lot of new music here in Nashville, and hoping to get back out on the road quite a bit more as the year goes on.
As people are watching in this morning, and a lot of people, on these lives, they catch the thing later on the recorded.
Yeah.
Please like and share. And if you have a question for Levi, if you want something you just got to know about Levi Mills, ask, and I'll try to convey the question to him while we have him on the air here these next few minutes, talking about the big concert 1 week from tonight, the KWFC Spring Sing. Buddy, can't wait to get you back in town.
Come on, it's gonna be great.
Right now, have you? You know what? We're good. We're coming right into it. Hang on. Here we go. That is The Sound with Jeans and Jesus on KWFC. And I got the guy that leads that very song on the air with me right now. In fact, he's on our Friday Live Facebook and YouTube if you join us there. And if you do, please like and share so we can get this guy famous. Levi, good morning.
Good morning, Dave. How we doing?
Like, you need my help to get famous. You guys have taken the Southern gospel world by storm. And I know you're branching out to new and great things, making Jesus known, putting the genes of Jesus out there for all the world to see. I am
Oh
doing
yeah.
good. Thank you for asking. I have three stirring questions to start our conversation off because it's been a few years since you guys were in town, and since you guys been in town, you've gotten married,
Yes.
you have cut your hair, and you have grown a mustache.
Yeah.
What
Yeah. It's pretty
what
different.
what other things have been happening with the sound besides just the big changes in your personal life, man?
Honestly, it's been quite a last few years. When we would have been with you guys, our God is Real album would have been pretty new.
Yeah.
That would have came out in 2022. We had not released music in 4 years. It had been a long time. And so we actually just started putting out music again, and it's been fun. We've spent a lot of time in the studio as a band, and we've been writing a lot of music here in Nashville. And but no, you're right. A lot of big life changes on the personal side. I look quite a bit different. It's funny. The first time I went out and played a show after I cut my hair and stuff, I had people coming up to me saying, "Hey, what happened to Levi? Like, where's he at? And like, is he not with the band anymore?" And I'm going, "No, it's me." It's
Did you ever
so
appreciate how much a haircut could change everybody's thoughts on, they're looking for that hair. I mean, you had those
I'm
good
telling you,
curly locks.
they're just they didn't recognize me there for a while, but
How
it's
how is
getting a lot better now.
how is married life treating you?
She's loving it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. We just celebrated 2 years in February. Um, so we're still new at it, But
Right.
I said that the other day. I said I don't know if you can. I don't know if we can necessarily be considered newlyweds after the first year. And somebody said who'd been married a long time said, "Nah, you're still newlyweds."
Right, right. Well, you are technically, you really are, and I hope the honeymoon never stops for you. That's
Yeah.
that's the hope, right? Uh,
Right. Right. Right.
all right. So while you haven't released a new project in a few years, you have been socially active. You guys have been probably as engaged in social media as anybody that I know. Tell me how that's been going with your stairwell singing, your barbershop singing. I want to talk about Noah here in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Those have been fun videos. How's that engagement been going? And it looks like you guys get a great response. You've been keeping in touch.
Incredible response. It was so funny. Uh, that the stairwell thing. So we didn't. I tell people all the time. Anymore as artists, we almost have to work two jobs. We got to be artists and we got to be content creators, right? And only bad part about it is that we are terrible at being content creators. We're bad at it. We don't have, you know. So what ended up happening was we were backstage at a show actually with Mark Lowry, here in Nashville. It was at the Fisher Center, and somebody took a video of us because I was doing some vocal warm ups in a stairwell, and I loved the acoustics in the stairwell. So I got the guys in, and we sang in there. And somebody took a video of it and sent it to me. We posted it to Instagram, and it went viral like crazy. And then so I was like, well, that's pretty cool. So then we posted it to TikTok and Facebook, and it went viral on there too. So it was kind of one of those things where, you know, it was an accident,
Right.
and it wasn't like we were trying to go viral or trying to do, so then we started posting more of them. And if you can believe this, between May and the end of last year, our videos were viewed over 100 million times
Crazy.
in about 7 months. um
That's amazing.
it was unbelievable. And about we went from about 40,000 people total, 45,000 people total following our page, uh, following us on social media, to over 775,000. So
Great.
it
Well,
is.
lightning in a bottle. And some of the best things we've learned in life are things that kind of just happen. You can't contrive it. And I think God used that to lift it and to get his name out there.
Oh, absolutely. And it was funny, we started getting really connecting with people through, our earliest memories of music were listening to country albums with our dad in the truck. You know what I mean? I was probably 2, 3, 4 years old, somewhere in there. But honestly, I don't even know if I was those four. It's probably still 2 and 3. But we were in the back seat of the truck, and Dad had. I can picture the album covers. I know exactly which albums they are. He had Diamond Rio, Love a Little Stronger, and he had Ricky Skaggs' album called Ancient Tones. And so we started doing like country music in our stairwell stuff, because that was kind of our earliest memories of music. And we ended up connecting with a lot of people through that. And really, I think people just fell in love with it on social media. And enough to where we actually, on Friday, I told you we were releasing some new music, and part of that, on Friday, we put out a 90s country inspired song on our streaming services and stuff. And if you can believe this, in the first week of it being out, it reached 175,000 streams on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff.
Crazy good.
It was incredible, especially because we're independent artists, so it's not like we've got a label pushing it out to people. And I
Wow.
mean, it is. We're not quite sure what's going on, but it is. It's been really fun to watch. It's been really fun to be a part of, and get to see firsthand. So, it's been a really fun year.
We are talking with Levi Mills of The Sound. They're going to be in concert 1 week from tonight right here in Springfield. High Road joins The Sound for the KWFC Spring Sing at First Baptist Church. All the details on our website. More of a conversation coming up with Levi here on our Facebook and our YouTube on our Friday live. Don't miss some of the video between the songs and the breaks here live on KWFC. Here they are. The Sound was standing with you on The Sound of Home. I'm letting the music play for a minute, but it is that is incredible. You talking about Savannah? Is that your latest release that I'm seeing? And now that's a straight up country song, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, and I know I'm seeing, and I cheer on it's kind of like the Oaks. They probably had more of an audience for the gospel than they ever did singing just straight out Southern gospel.
Yeah.
And I know that there are a few bands that I'm applauding to make Jesus known wherever they get to play.
Well, and I told somebody the other day, and this might be more of a. I know we're live. I'll go ahead and say it. And I was telling somebody the other day that it's been because anytime you change something up, or you do something out of the norm, or there can be some mixed reactions. Mostly honestly, 99% of people have been so amazing and supportive and listening to the music, and it's just amazing. um but I was telling somebody the other day, it's really fun to be able to include stuff like that in what we do. And because it what it allows us to do is it allows us to open the door with somebody that might not really want to talk about Jesus otherwise. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I'm not trying to trick anybody into the gospel at all,
Right.
but it's kind of one of those things where, we play a song like Savannah, which is a country song, but I mean, it's just a love song. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
And a lot of people can identify with that, Christians and non-Christians and everybody. And so if you can find a way to meet somebody on a little bit of common ground, I found that they're far more inclined to listen to you when you do talk about your faith, and when you do, you
Sure.
know, when you do have those conversations, and when you do say stuff like that on the radio and on TV and all, so it's fun, and we're having a really good time with it.
Well, you got to follow where Father's taking you,
Mhm.
and he's going to guide you if you guys just have your heart. If that's your purpose is to make the most of what God has given you to make Him known, then you pursue. And I had a great conversation years ago with for crying out loud, he was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Oak Ridge Boys. Um,
Was
oh,
it Dwayne?
Dwayne Dwayne Allen.
Yeah.
An amazing testimony and incredible. I got to introduce those guys at a concert here. Probably 8 or 10 years ago now. I've
Yeah.
never heard a more clear presentation of the gospel of Jesus Christ than Joe Bonsall preaching in the middle of their
I'm telling you.
so, power to you on that move, and we trust that you guys have, you're following that heart, and country music. I think the success of country music is it's kind of like real life. It's kind of just like real life, and
Yeah.
you guys aren't honky tonking or anything like that. So I'm
No.
for the follow. So tell us. Okay, so that's the kind of a new direction. I want to learn a little bit more about your social engagement and this guy Noah Peters. I have just
Yes.
been taken with his barber shop, the singing barber, and the people he has sitting in his chair. That's where I first learned of him was watching you guys.
Yeah.
And now, see the guy that clipped your locks? Is Noah the guy?
No. I had that done here in Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Okay.
But we got connected with Noah through a mutual friend, and Noah, he does a lot of his videos in Nashville now, but at the time he was down east of Chattanooga, and I didn't know that. I thought he was in Nashville, and so I said, "Hey man, you got a time for a video next Tuesday?" And he's like, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, y'all come on down." I thought he was in like Franklin or something.
Yeah.
And we drove like 3.5 hours out there to. He sent me the address, and I went, "Now hang on a minute, where's this
Right.
at?"
Right.
And so, but I'm glad we did, because we it ended up being a great little series of videos that we did together
Right.
as part of his larger series. That is what he does all the time, is he has people come and sing in his in that barber chair.
Now, does he
But,
sing with a group or what's his thing?
by himself, he was on American Idol.
Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to tell you, just because I found him through you guys, and I haven't really pursued a lot, but I see him pop up in my feed more and more with different people, and
Yeah.
it's been fun. The singing barber, and this whole social networking is an amazing facet of living today,
Oh
and
yeah.
would never have seen him. So kudos to you. Who else are you kind of collaborating with or doing stuff with in social?
On socials, I mean, it's a lot of just us. It's a lot of just us. But we've had some guests on our Stairwell series. We've had Carson Peters, really just some friends. Emily Ann Roberts came on and did
Yeah.
one. And then we had, who else? A girl that we found named Sophie Smithson, who is very good. You gotta that's a tough name to say, Sophie Smithson. You know what I mean? You wanna, a lot of S's in that, but very talented singer. A guy named Kenny Whitmire, who is a country singer, and then a guy named Craig Campbell. He came on, and years ago he had a song on country radio that was Lord, when I die, I want to live on the outskirts of heaven. So it was a good. They're fun. We get to connect with some fun people through
Hey,
that.
buddy, that wasn't bad for 8 o'clock in the morning, and I don't think you warmed up for this, did you?
I sure didn't. I don't get up super early, so I only got up a few minutes before I was supposed to be on with you, and so my voice is still waking up a little bit. You see me getting some water.
What people don't appreciate is most of the people we talk to on the morning show are like 7. I didn't know 7 o'clock happened twice a day.
Right? Yeah.
Uh,
No, that's where I'm at.
I know it's true. I know it's true.
The
Any
singers, we gotta sleep because otherwise it's funny. I tell people, um, I wouldn't. I mean, I guess I used to be a more of a morning person, but the last several years, I usually I usually go to bed around 11:30 somewhere in there,
yeah,
and wake up around 8:30 is where I'm usually at. And if I don't get enough sleep, that is my voice is the first thing to go.
is that right?
So
Interesting.
it
Interesting.
is crazy. That is the number one thing that affects my voice I have
What
found.
what else do you do to help keep your voice in
I
health?
drink a lot of water. I do a lot of vocal warm ups before I, go out and talk and sing, which obviously I didn't get to do this morning. But, um, hydration, just keeping everything where it's supposed to be, breathing right. It's as funny as that sounds to everybody, but
No, no, there are techniques. In fact, I was gonna ask if you care to share, is there a vocal, warm-up that you advocate and care to share with us this morning?
oh, you wouldn't want to hear that.
Okay.
it's
Is it
the
weird looking?
vocal warm ups don't sound very good. They sound incredibly annoying actually. Yeah, you can ask the band and my wife, but they are very obnoxious sounds, and but I will say, as one of the big things that I can do that's not, that doesn't produce sound is just, the correct breathing. You don't want to breathe with your chest and,
Right,
as your shoulders go up. You want to breathe with your diaphragm
definitely.
so that it creates that air pressure and all that. So it's nerdy stuff, but
But you're drawing your breath from your abdomen, not your chest.
right, right. Do it from
That's
your chest, you don't get a lot of the breath support for your voice. So you got to do it from your diaphragm.
Eat that hat the near, let them hear this morning. You're listening to somebody who knows, who does this. If you have a
I
question for Levi,
try.
we got about 20 seconds going into another live break, and then we'll commit you back to your morning, what your prep is. I can't wait to get you in town 1 week from tonight, buddy. Have you
It's
guys
gonna be
sung High
fantastic.
Road before? Have you been with them?
We have. It's been a little while, but they are fantastic. It's going to be a great concert. The two of us together.
Let's come in and talk about it here. We're wrapping up here. That's The Sound with God is Real on the Sound of Home, KWFC. We are talking with Levi Mills on our Friday Live. If you want to hop over, we'll carry this on for a few more minutes yet on our Friday Live YouTube and Facebook. Levi with The Sound, going to be joining High Road 1 week from tonight in concert right here in Springfield. I got a couple questions for you, Levi. Any Easter traditions, this being Easter weekend, you guys have any traditions there in the Mills family, or you and your brand new bride doing anything that you're kind of setting the pace?
Well, this year, my wife and I are actually going to visit her family in Illinois for Easter. Um, you know, Traditionally, my family up in Michigan, we would usually get together for like a Sunday dinner on Easter. We would do it's more of like a early afternoon lunch kind of a
Right.
thing. But um, my grandma was a good cook, and my mom's a good cook, and so we would do that quite often, or we would meet. After my grandma passed away, a lot of times we would meet at a restaurant or something, and everybody get together and have a meal. Since we've moved to Nashville, that's been a little harder. So we've either done something together here, or in this case this year, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. In this case this year, Rachel and I are going to Illinois, and we're gonna go see her family for Easter.
But you guys, I think most artists probably typically take Easter off to be with family. I think most people do that. It sounds like
Yeah, yeah, especially in the Christian space. Now, every once in a while, I remember years ago we would do a couple of things on Easter, but not, nothing crazy. But we've not played concerts and things on Easter in a very long time.
yeah, yeah. All right, I got another Easter related question. Peeps or no peeps, Levi?
I
Are you?
can't stand Peeps. I'm not a Peeps person.
I can't tell you how good that makes me feel about you.
Oh,
'Cause I meant to set that up. We're at risk of spending some man cred if you told me you liked Peeps.
yeah, no, 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 no. It's I can't do Peeps. There's something I don't know. I've never liked them. I didn't like them
No,
when I was a kid. I don't like them now. It's
I found the best use of a peep is in a recipe. We have a friend here at the radio station that cooked up Rice Krispie treats using Peeps, and I'm gonna tell you, next level. But Peeps straight up, no, nope, nope
yeah.
on the Peeps. You and I be men alike on that one. All right, tell me one thing. Do you have a favorite song or artist you're crushing right now that you can't hear that song enough? What song would that be? And not the sound, not one of your own.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard Savannah about 500 times this week. No, you know, honestly, can I tell you something? I I have found people on TikTok,
Right?
and they're not real well known people, but they're songwriters and artists, and I have found myself searching as I've gone through and finding people on TikTok that I really like. Yesterday this was just kind of funny. I came across a guy. What was his name? Um, I don't remember, but he had like a throwback country is a big is really in right now. You know what I mean? A lot of people are writing songs like that, and he wrote a song that I thought sounded straight out of 1991, man. And
Now you
I
sound like
was
that was ancient
listening to
history.
it. I could not get it out of my head yesterday. It was called "Speak of an Angel," but I don't remember what his name is. Something Nichols maybe, but it was. Just speak of an angel, just dream about you now. Here you are, and I was like, man, this is a good little tune. And I was listening to it all day yesterday,
You
and I
know,
have no idea why. I could not get it out of my head.
that's funny, but the power of social media, and you will just doom scroll past something and catch it, and you never know that TikTok has made a lot of people famous. And
Oh
you guys,
yeah.
you guys active on it? You guys do TikTok, the sound?
Oh,
I
very
say
much so.
probably have
Yeah.
to. What you're talking about? What are the best ways to keep up with you guys? Social media, obviously. You got a website. What's the best way?
Yeah, social media handles are at Real the Sound, REAL the Sound, and
Nice.
then our website is just thesound.org. So all that stuff's great, great way to keep up with us. And if you go to thesound.org, you're going to see that next week we're going to be in Springfield, Missouri next weekend, and we're going to be with High Road, and it's going to be a good time.
We are looking forward to it. First Baptist Church, all the ticket information details on our website, kwfc.org. If you're going to search these guys up on social, it's Real the Sound, correct?
Yeah, REAL the Sound.
All right. More conversation with Levi here on the Facebook and the YouTube on our Friday Live. Kicking past our ID here. That is funny. No, this whole social media thing, TikTok has transformed. I mean, we use Facebook and YouTube, but we're exploring the use of TikTok because so many people are there.
Yeah. Oh my word, it's incredible. TikTok's been just wild for us. We have just under. I'm gonna say it right. Just under 300,000 followers on TikTok. So you
That's
know,
crazy. That's crazy good.
it's crazy.
Well, you said it. It's as much anymore the creating the content and keeping that up there in social media for people to just stay up with you. You find that probably is much more time doing that than you are in studio and arranging.
Sure.
Much
Yeah,
better.
absolutely. Way more time.
Levi, it's been a joy to catch up with you. Thank you for running in and doing this morning. I can't wait to see you guys 1 week. It's going to be a fun night. We're praying it up, and hope we have a good crowd for you.
It's gonna be fantastic. We are so excited to do it.
Buddy, have a great get back, take a nap. I know I interrupted your whole sleep rhythm.
No, 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 no. It's all good. I'm up for the day.
Have a good Friday, man.
Hey,
We'll see
thank you.
you
You too.
and a happy Easter. We'll see you in a week.
All righty. We'll see you then.
Bye, buddy.